Good evening. I hope all's well. This is Derek Parker, Regional Vice President. Hey, tonight, guys, I just want to basically talk a little bit on a brand new associate as far as going on field training appointments. I think this is really important. There's a couple things I really want to talk about as a new associate preps to go out into what we call the field. So, there's the brand new associate. It's really, really important that you get down a couple of things that I really want to highlight. First and foremost, when a brand new associate is actually going out into the field, you want to make sure that you're properly dressed. I think that's the very, very first and foremost thing, because your dress says a lot about how you feel. It says a lot about how you perceive this opportunity. And it sends a message to the person that you're going to be working with that you're ready to do something else. You're ready for success. So we always talk about dress for success, for a brand new person who's going to be going on a field training appointment. For example, right now, I have a tie on. You don't necessarily men have to wear a tie, but it wouldn't be a problem if you did wear a tie. I think men, wearing a tie without a jacket is really an attractive thing. Women wearing, a blouse, a dress, something just, very conservative, maybe blue or black, that just really says, hey, look, you know what? I'm a step above what I normally dress. And the people that I work with, or the people that I know that we're going to see, because if you're going into your warm market, they need to perceive you as, hey, something that you're serious about. Your dress sends a big statement to them that, hey, you know what? Angela is really on the ball. She's really sharp here tonight. She looks the part. She wants to do something great. So having the right dress, I think, is important. And, no blue jeans, no gym shoes, nothing holy, nothing with paraphernalia and all that. That really just takes away. And I realize, hey, you're brand new. Let's say you're young. Maybe you don't have a lot of clothes and things like that. But you can get some basics. You don't have to go out and spend a lot of money, but you definitely want to get some basics. Maybe, men, a shirt, a tie, or just a nice professional, polo, something that says a lot. Like how I'm dressed right now, it's a little bit, on the upper professional side. Normally, I may be without a tie. I may have a vest on. In the summertime, I'll be in a polo. Maybe I'll say Primerica on it, or polo. But I'm always looking the part, because do people judge you based on your appearance? Absolutely, all the time. And so if your appearance is not there, people tend to discount you. You don't tend to get past the door. They tend to look at you as not being serious. So you definitely want to dress the part. Second thing is you want to have a pad and pen. You want to have a pad and pen, for every appointment that you go on. This is called field training. It's not called field watching. Here's the difference. Okay, so if I go in someone's house and I'm the trainee and I'm sitting at the kitchen table and I've just got my arms crossed, I'm just kind of looking. Maybe I fall asleep a little bit. I'll kind of look around. Maybe they got some kids and I'm just kind of like looking at the four walls. You're sending a message to that person that has agreed to see you that, hey, maybe it's not important. Maybe what you're doing is really not worthy. If I'm training somebody, I already know how to do a presentation. If you go on the appointments and you take no notes, what you're telling me is that you know how to do everything. So what I should just do is just give you the presentation and let you present it. Okay? So I always ask, hey, take some notes. Ask me 5 questions later on, not at the table, but ask me 5 questions later on at the outset when we're done of things that you got here tonight. I expect you to ask those things because that's important, because at some point you're going to be taken over. So really, I give a new associate two times, meaning the first time I'll present all the way through. The second time I'm going to present a little bit, and then I'm going to have that new associate interject and start presenting as well. So by the third and fourth time, you should be in a process where you understand how to present. The goal is not for me to learn how to become better. It's how to teach a brand new associate how to get better. And they're not going to get better at presenting if they don't have a pad and pen on hand. So you definitely want to have a pad and pen on hand. Third thing is really to have the right attitude. Okay, and sometimes we underestimate that. We think that's not a big deal, but having the right attitude is really important. So here's what I mean. You could have went to work. Let's just say maybe your boss, did your appraisal. Things didn't go well. Maybe somebody cursed you out at work. Maybe you got a bad demerit. Something outside of the home that you're going to for your evening appointment didn't work out well, and you're not feeling too good. So you go on the appointment and you carry all that strife, all the stuff, all the baggage of what took place. You carry that with you, and Mom always said a picture's worth 1,000 words. So how you project going to that person's home. So if I'm going to see a cousin, the cousin has agreed to help me, and I don't look the best, and I'm kind of sitting there like, and my trainer is there. Not a good image. So you want to make sure, hey, you have the right attitude. You always want to, smile. You know, always tell people, hey, look, your job as a new person is to cheerlead the system. I don't mean like, like that, but I mean cheerlead it. So in other words, we're going to go sit down with a family, okay, or an individual. You're going to basically be here taking notes, okay, observing the presentation, engaged in the presentation, okay. If I'm the trainer, I'm on the other side, I'm presenting, and then we have the person that we're presenting to. So your job over here is really to cheerlead the system. Here's what I mean by that. Hey, you got a smile on your face. You're dressed the part. You got you're taking notes, and you're kind of nodding. You're like, yeah, this is exciting, man. I can't wait. I'm excited about this information because you know what it can do for families. You know how it can change people's lives. You're not just over there looking, like a bump on a log. You got a long face. You're not dressed the part. No, you want to make sure that you have those things together. You want to cheerlead the system. You want to be excited. Wow, you're nodding. That's great. Man, I love this information because at some point in the presentation, I always do this. I always look over at my trainee and I say, hey, look, you know what? Julie, why did you get involved in this? Raymond, what do you see in this? And I expect, hey, boom, a sharp answer. You know what? I got involved in this because, I saw people getting taken advantage of. I was so broke, man. I just really needed an opportunity. And I saw a business where I can jump into, flexible, part-time, whatever the answer is. It should be sharp and crisp. It shouldn't just be like, well, I only got involved because my friend got involved. I didn't think much. No, you don't want to do that. That's not cheerleading the system. So you want to make sure that, hey, you're on point because to kick off the presentation, your trainer is really going to convey four exciting points. They're really going to hit 4 points, okay? And here's how I go through the 4 points just to begin the presentation. So before I get into the flip chart on my iPad of showing who Primerica is and all that, I have these all in my head to memory. And I'm gonna hit these points. I'm gonna say, hey, look, you know what? Tanya and George, I certainly appreciate you guys coming by tonight. I'm training, my new associate, Paul. Man, I'm just so excited, for Paul. I just think, of course, my first reason for being here is Paul's going to learn a ton. Paul's a stud. He's just a phenomenal guy. He's going to get so much out of this. I just know he's going to do great. He's going to go to higher heights. I'm just so excited about what Paul's about to do. Okay. My second reason for being here is we're currently expanding. Paul is looking for individuals to perhaps partner with him in business, to form a team. We have about, a couple hundred offices throughout the Beltway. Man, we're expanding like crazy. We're looking for to open up some outlets, and we're looking for people who are looking for us. So tonight, you may know of others who may be looking for an opportunity such as this. Thirdly is I have a referral form, and I'm going to put this referral form in front of you. My prayer is that, you can refer Paul to, 15, 20 people who can benefit from what we do. And, we have a forwarding text that we normally send out. The text basically says, hey, look, this is John. Do me a favor. Please take a call from Paul, and, please make up your own mind. But, Give him 5 minutes to share what he does. I'm sure you'll be impressed. And then lastly, you may have an interest here in what we do. You may want to become a client. So really, for a brand new trainee, you're gonna hear those four things conveyed. That sets the stage exactly in what we do. But more importantly, you want to make sure that you have those things that I talked about a little bit earlier on point. Let me just kind of outline some don'ts. Don't interrupt the presentation with your trainer and say, hey, I have a question. I have a question about my own personal plan. DP, you told me so. No, don't do that. It's rude, number one, very unprofessional. So hold all your questions to the end. As far as hey, I have a question. How does this work? You didn't explain that to me. I'm not sure about that. No, hold all your questions to the end because we are allies, meaning trainee, trainer, the sum of both of us together make a solid base. We're a team. It's not you versus them. If I'm sitting with your brother, it's not you and your brother versus me. It's no, I'm going to make this very transparent. I want you to feel as though, man, I could do that. Oh my God, I see myself doing that. That's really simple. And that's very, very important. So hold all questions to the end. You'll have your chance in the end. Don't try to overtalk your trainer. Don't try to sell. They have that all outlined. Your job is to, again, hey, cheerlead the system, smile, have a great attitude, dress for success. You'll learn everything you need to learn. Don't try to, override your trainer because it doesn't look good. It's not very professional. You'll have your chance. You'll have your part when you go on appointments and when you become a field trainer and start teaching other people. So those are some good takeaways I wanted to outline. You let your trainer do it from start to finish. One of the things your trainer is going to be able to do is get referrals for you. Let that person advocate for referrals. Let them convey exactly how the process works. Again, you cheerlead the system. Hey, that's right. That's exciting. Yes, I need referrals. I've always coached people that if I'm training them, maybe some way midway through the presentation, if you're a client, if you're personally a client as a trainee already, I'll look over to you and I'll say, hey, look, that's kind of how it worked with you, Paul, right? On your plan. And you'll say, you know what, that's exactly it, man. I saw that me and my wife were getting ripped off. We were getting screwed up. And man, I just knew this would be great for you guys. I'm so happy to be working with, Derek. He's really showing us a lot of stuff. So getting you some really good takeaways today on new people going into the field. This is very, very, essential and really key as you begin your field training process. Just make sure that a couple closing remarks is that, if you happen to get to the training appointment before your field trainer, make sure, hey, you can go into the appointment, the person. Don't try to have conversations about what you're going to talk about tonight. Don't do that. Don't they're going to say, oh, okay, tell me what this is all about. And don't you know, okay, let me try it. No, don't do that. Just, hey, go into the appointment. You can be casual. Sometimes your trainer may be running late depending upon if they have another appointment. Maybe they're coming from some other family. That happens on occasion. So don't feel slighted by it. It's just, it's part of the process. And, always have your trainers back. If they're running late, hey, you know what? Hey, this happens. He's running a little behind. He's, everything's okay. So I'm always, again, go back to, hey, this is your ally. We're a team, one dream. Your trainer's never going to embarrass you, never put you down, never put you, in a place where you feel slighted. So have some daggone fun. It's a field training appointment, whether it's your first or it's your 40th. Have some fun because great things are going to come out of that. You're going to be able to accomplish one of those things that we mentioned there. And I just knew when I started to get referrals, and I saw my trainer get referrals and pick up, applications and recruit people, man, I was just excited about, what's happening. So anyway, I just want to thank you for paying attention and make sure you highlight some of these points and review them. And hey, great success God bless. Have a